Hi, my beautiful collective. Okay, so we're gonna jump into this message and see what is going on for today. I was hearing a lot of different frequencies this morning, so I am just wondering, where is the energy at currently with you guys? It's like it was jumping from one to another, is what I was getting. Like, I was getting song after song after song, and then I was getting scenarios, and I don't know what that is about. But it could also be like I'm hearing what if, what if scenarios were coming up. I don't know if someone or something in your life has tried to stop you from doing something, I guess. And it seems as though this energy is always present when that happens, or somebody here is always there when something happens. Like, someone is always there when it doesn't work out for you. I was hearing a song, I remember the singer. It was Big Sean, and I think it was Drake. But now I forgot the song. Like, okay, it was a song about talking yourself up. Oh, I cannot explain, I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. Came up, that's on me. Stay true, that's on me. No help, that's on me. All me for real. I don't know why I just sing that, but that song could be significant. I was really paying attention to that line. It was like somebody kind of, realizing that they did something completely alone, even in the presence of someone that didn't, want you to do something to begin with. Like, nobody was like there rooting for you kind of energy. And then all of these what if scenarios. What if I listened to this person? Like, what if I stayed in that energy? What if I stayed there? What if I listened to their advice? What if I didn't get help, is what I'm hearing. What if I was more greedy about this? Like, what if I really followed their way of living life because they came before me and they think that everything that they've done is really gonna copy and paste onto another person's life, like it's gonna work out that way, or that's the way they've always done something, so they wanted to copy and paste it and project it onto you to continue that. But you were like, yeah, but you seem like kind of miserable and you're not that nice. I'm sorry, take it as it resonates. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I see a very, if I'm being honest, I'm seeing an old wrinkly man right now with a frown on his face. Okay. He could be bald, whoever this person is, or going bald, is what I'm hearing. I am seeing gray and black hair, but not happy at all. Like, not a happy person. I don't know who this is for you. Feels like somewhat of a boss in a way. Like, somebody feels like they're your boss. I'm getting multiple different things for you guys. Like, I don't know if this happens to be a family member that turns out to be your boss as well, but that's what it feels like. That's only gonna be for some of you, not all of you. But I'm getting this person, in a way, I'm gonna be honest, this feels like a person, in a way, this energy raised you. So some of you are gonna resonate with a family member being a boss, or somebody that feels like very close, like a family friend, but they raised you in a way, so it's kind of like you're their product. You know what I mean? I don't know what you did recently, but whatever you did, they weren't happy about it. It kind of feels like interesting. Okay. I was going to say it kind of feels like you stole all their money and left. That could be significant. I don't know why I just related that to the Paris um, heist from the Louvre. I don't know if you guys heard about that. I'm pretty sure if you haven't, there were people that I believe seven, eight, nine. I forgot how many. Robbers just went inside the Louvre and robbed some of their jewels, and it took them 7 minutes in broad daylight, which is crazy. Something about that could be significant. It took them 7 minutes. Seven could be significant. Um, but yeah, whatever this energy is, it feels like you did something completely independently alone, but it's like somebody here does want the credit for creating you in a way. They want more than you bargained for, or it's just like something about, I don't know, having a say in what goes on in your life. Like, honestly, somebody here, I'm seeing a director directing something is in your life, or just saying this is how it's gonna go. If you don't do it this way, I don't really see you as anything to me anymore. I don't know, it's like very, very strict. Whoever this is very, very strict, okay? Not happy, miserable deep down. I'm hearing you can fake a smile, but you can't fake your crown, okay? Whoa. I don't know if you, it's 3:44. I don't know if you question this person authority in your life and you're like, yeah, that crown looks crooked. Giving me like a kid being smart with their parent, if I'm being honest. But it's just like, I don't know, something about you questioning somebody else's authority and you're like, your crown looks crooked. Like, how did you really get that crown? You know, like, where did you build this from? You know, like, where did this all come from? For some of you, you could be finding out that something like origin, I'm getting like where you came from, isn't all that's cracked up to be. They did some really shady stuff to get to where they were. Um, they aren't who they say they are. They pretend like they're these people just to protect their people, but they're not really who you think they are. They're more so of just their con man. I'm hearing they're con man. They're con men. I don't know. I just heard everybody gets a cut. Everybody gets a cut. This is interesting, guys. Please only take this if it resonates with you. Never force these messages. At the end of the day, if none of these messages resonate with you, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Take what resonates. I'm saying that because some people are like, yeah, I don't, what is this? You know, like some of it resonates, some of it doesn't, and that's okay. That'll happen, you know? But if nothing at all resonates and you're just here, just listening to the messages, that's okay too, okay? I don't know why I needed to say that, but yeah, it feels like you're finding out that wherever you came from, it wasn't like, they weren't good people. Maybe you even knew that, but you were just like, I am not one of those people. I'm not going to be one of those people. Like, it's kind of you like seeing the difference between you and something else or you and someone else. And you're just like, yeah, I don't want to do that. It's like enough is what I'm hearing. Like they took it too far with something. Oh, okay. They're showing me a scene from a movie. It feels like a parent. It could be a parental figure. It could be a family friend. Somebody that kind of raised you in a way, showed you the ropes to something, wasn't really paying attention to you when you were performing or when you were doing, you know, where you thought you were doing good. They weren't necessarily paying attention to only you, or just they weren't paying attention to you as much as you would like. Something about you wanting to make this person proud and you wanting to at least be noticed and seen by this person when you do what you do. But it didn't, like, there was always something going on in the background. There was always something more important than you, is what it feels like to you, or what you sensed or what you saw here. It just didn't feel like, you were enough for this person's approval. And you were working very, very hard on this person's approval. Day and night is what I'm hearing. You were doing as much as you could, putting as much work in, blood, sweat, and tears into whatever this was. But they still weren't giving you, the credit that you wanted. It was just like, it was growing, but it just feels like, okay, like, when is it going to be, like, when am I going to be, enough for this person? When am I going to be good enough for this person? Are they going to, do they even like me, is what I'm hearing? Does this person even like me? Like, how can I have a bond with this individual and they don't even like me? Like, what did they create me to be then? You know what I'm saying? That's the energy. I'm not, okay, only take this, what I'm about to say, as it resonates. And don't attach to anything that, happens with this person, individual, is what I'm being guided to share with you. But this person or this thing, whatever it is, does feel like a person. It feels like they're pure evil, okay? I'm gonna be honest. That's the words that I was getting when I'm trying to concentrate on whoever this is for you. They feel like they're pure evil. And I'm saying that because they have so many different faces and sides to them that you never even seen. I'm getting that you don't know something about from before you came here. So before they created you, if this is a parent for you, or before you came into this world, they were doing something long before you even got here. And so it's something that you don't know about, though. They've never told you everything about themselves. I'm gonna be honest, okay? And they have every right to. Nobody needs to tell you everything. Like, even parents, okay, they don't need to tell you everything, I guess. What they used to be like growing up, or what they used to do. Like, I mean, that's everything with them and God and what's on their conscious. Okay, that's just me personally. But when you're teaching a child, I do feel like you should be somewhat helpful and supportive when you're raising someone, especially if they tend to, like, mess up a lot, or if they do they like have mistakes in their life, and you're there to help correct them, but you're also there as like a blanket, and like there to like help them, see that that's not the end of them, like support, like having, like, being a support system. However, this energy doesn't feel very supportive. I'm gonna be honest. I don't mean to laugh, just because I feel like you expected that, but you never got that. So it was kind of hard for you to even, like, see this person as like your parent. I don't know why. You could be really detached. You could be very dependent on an energy, but I don't see you emotionally attached to them as the way you would like to be. Like, it feels very distant. Like, okay, let's say this was your parents. They feel like your aunt or your uncle. Let's say this was your aunt or your uncle. They feel like your cousin, like something like that. It's just like, even though you're related by something, they don't feel like that position necessarily to you. So it's kind of hard for you to relate to them emotionally, or like get on the same level as they're on, because for some of you, I'm hearing because they're not all there. Okay. Take that as it resonates. Oh, I'm hearing war. Maybe somebody was in the war. Somebody's fighting. I don't know who this is. But it feels like this energy has had so many past lives that you don't even know about yourself. Okay. Also, where you came from has so many past lives that you don't necessarily know about either. Um, you don't know everything that goes on is what I'm getting. My right arm is hurting like a lot as I was saying that, like right here, all right here. I don't, it felt like a weight was like on it, like I was lifting a weight, and my battery's on low battery right now. So that could be significant. That was weird. I felt like I was lifting a weight and my arm was down. That is so weird, you guys. I'm sorry, that's never happened before. That was weird. Lifting could be significant. I don't know if you've been working out more. That was weird. Ooh, they put a lot on you. Okay. I'm feeling like, okay, so the right is symbolic for men, depending on what you believe. But yeah, this could be a male. Somebody could be a male a male. Somebody put a lot on you. It's kind of like they overstepped their boundaries, but they were also putting a lot on you, like a burden, like a heavy burden. Like, I'm expecting you to do this for me. So yeah, like just somebody expecting you to keep going and keep doing all of this hard work, and you're just like, okay, when am I going to get recognized by this person? You know, like, when am I going to actually feel like I'm doing something important, or I'm here for a reason, or I feel appreciated and welcomed by this person? When is it going to feel like that? Like, do I have to keep proving myself? Is this kind of, is this just a transaction? Is this interaction solely based on conditions? You don't like me unconditionally. You don't love me unconditionally. So you only love me when I'm doing something for you. And if I'm not doing it for you, then you don't love me and I don't have any value. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting. So it feels like somebody's realizing that. I don't know if you struggled with, learning that, or the process of learning what unconditional love means and what that means for you and to you. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around for some reason. I think it's because, I don't know, if this resonates with you at all. It was 9:11 on the timer. It's 3:55 right now. Could have been because of, a lot of projection going on around you, a lot of things that you couldn't see because you were so deep into somebody else's kind of personality or web that you couldn't even see who you really were. You weren't comfortable around yourself. You weren't allowing yourself to actually be authentically you at some point. So it's like, of course, you couldn't see what unconditional love meant because you only measured that as to how valuable you were to them by like what you could do for them, which is, I was going to say, which is, that is a love language, that happens naturally for somebody to want to step in and say, hey, I can handle it. I'll take care of it. This is how I show you that I appreciate you, that I love you, that I'm here to support you. I'm going to handle it for you. Yes. But there's an energy of this that was toxic. That's the word that I was hearing, that went kind of overboard, was taking advantage of that side of you. And it was like, yeah, I know this person will do this, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna have them do it because why not? Like, they're there, they want to do it. And then at the end of the day, you feel, somewhat like, okay, like like, yeah, I feel good that I did that for that person, but you're like, what do I get in return? Like, not that you were looking for something to get in return, but I don't know, it just feels like you didn't feel unconditionally loved by this individual, if I'm being honest. Okay. Feels like you were only for what you could do, what you could bring to the table, what you could help them out with, which, in some cultures is kind of like that. I don't want to say religion, just because I do know, yes, you are supposed to, I don't want to speak on any religion, but I know in some religions, this is actually, you're supposed to show your obedience. You're supposed to show you are a servant of God. You're supposed to show how humble you are. You're supposed to do all of these things, right? But people sometimes take that out of their own religion, out of context, and they use that to their advantage to say that's a part of that culture when it's not even. And they twist the words to make it benefit them. So then, if somebody that's not educated enough with that religion or with that specific culture, yeah, you can get over on them. For sure, you can get over on them. So, what was I going to say? It feels like somebody here tried to twist something. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what this is for you guys, but it feels like somebody tried to twist something to be of an upper advantage because they're like they know best. It's about to be Halloween, right? And I was seeing a lot of videos on like the different sounds that people do their makeup to make that really scary makeup. And I was hearing one sound. I forgot where it's from, but I'm just hearing Mother Knows Best. I know this is probably not like a Halloween thing, but it's from, I forgot what movie it's from. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know. If you don't, all I know is she's singing Mother Knows Best. Something about that is significant. Yeah, that's a lot. That's like a lot. I don't even know. Sorry if I'm talking too fast, guys. I'm just trying to catch up with the message that I'm getting. Because it just comes to me like so, sometimes really quickly, sometimes very slowly, and then I'm just like, okay, I have to like dissect it and see what this is really about. But yeah, things like that could be significant. I'm hearing the word autumn. Autumn. I don't know. I don't even feel the urge to really touch my cards today, but I do see at the top of the deck the connections card. So this does talk about any sort of relationship you have with somebody in your life currently, or maybe this is from the past. You take this as it resonates, okay? It just feels like something here was really, really hard to see for a while. That could be for a number of reasons. Maybe you really trusted this person. Maybe you grew up with this person. Maybe you invested a lot when it comes to this person. And it's kind of like a bittersweet kind of energy that I'm getting. It's just like, you're like, oh, I didn't know. Like, it's like finding out someone is, I don't know why they want me to. Okay, let's say growing up, you've always been a LA Lakers fan. Let's say that you've always been an LA Lakers fan, and you've always gone to all of their games, and whoever this energy is to you has done the same thing, has been by your side, has been a diehard fan, going to every game with you, so you shared the experience. And so one day you're why am I repeating myself? You're at a game, but this energy couldn't come with you. And you're wondering why, because they've never missed a game. And then one day you see them across the court because they're playing against Miami Heat, and you see them decked out in just Miami gear. And you're just like, hold on, this person is a Lakers fan. Now they're a Miami Heat fan? Like, maybe this is a joke, maybe this is not them, maybe this is like I'm seeing double, like it's giving me like I didn't even want to see this, like I can't believe this. And then maybe you even confront them on it, and they probably fess up to it like right then and there, because it's like in the middle of the game, so they don't want to leave. But it's just like, yeah, I've always been I've always been a Miami Heat fan. I just, I just wanted to share that experience because you enjoyed it so much, like it was something you liked to do. So I was doing it because of you, you know. And then you're like, what are you talking about? We used to bet on these people. We used to like go to these, we used to do all of this. Like, I don't know why they're giving me this scenario. It's 4:04 right now. And you're just like, you can't believe it. You're like, are you kidding me? Are you joking? Like, what? And I don't know if this could end. I don't know if that is like a lot to end a relationship or a connection with someone, but it does feel like you took something to heart when it comes to whatever this is. Could be deeper than that, but that's just the example that I was getting, okay? Um, so that's the energy that I'm getting. I don't even know if I should pull cards because it feels like that was very self explanatory. So I guess we'll see the remainder of the time that we do have. What else does this collective need to know about the energy? What else does the collective need to know about the energy, please? Stretch yourself. It's time to move past your comfort zone. It is time to move past your comfort zone. Yeah, I'm getting stop clinging on to these things, these people, these places, this situation. It's not helping you find who you need to find or who you want to connect with. Don't cling on to this. Again, yeah, don't cling on to this. Something could actually be keeping you stagnant when it comes to a new transformation here. Whatever this revelation was to you could be so stuck in your mind that it's kind of blocking out this new beginning for you, okay? If you resonate with this at all, or if you feel stuck on a situation that you can't move past, whoa. Yeah, you got companionship in the reverse. Whatever this was, it kind of played a role on your trust, and it played a role on maybe even connecting at all. Like, maybe you don't trust people easily, even more so, or it kind of had this ripple effect on you where you don't even want to see what's on the other side of this once you do go through the process of detaching and not, letting that kind of weigh you down and get to you to like dampen your own spirit. That could be a blockage for you. I don't know if this resonates with you at all. It could be something that comes up and you're just like, I'm not going to deal with right now. I forgot about that. I'm just going to keep moving forward, or I'm not going to deal with the person the same, but I'm also not going to forgive them. So that's technically still blocking you from moving forward and having this new beginning and transformation, especially when it comes to connecting with somebody in your life. Because you don't have to. I never want to say you need to forgive people, because there's a lot of horrific things that people do to other people. And, it's like when it comes down to it, you can't just continue to project forgiveness onto people. And I do understand that. But once you move to a certain point in your life and you've done a certain amount of healing and reflection and work on yourself, you are going to be faced with that question again when it does come up, when a memory or a smell or a texture or something comes up and you're like, that reminds me of that time. And you could either do one of two things: have PTSD from it, you could be triggered, you could still have trauma from it. And it's all up to you, and it's your choice, it's your decision completely how you choose to heal from it. If you decide to forgive or not, okay? If you decide to really release that from your heart space, from your heart chakra, so there's nothing stagnant there. You can tell when somebody has a blocked heart chakra when they're very cold and like closed off. and they have this certain energy and way about them where they're always trying to get one up over you, or always trying to play like a trick mind game, or they it's like they answer your question with a question, or they delay, or they just, I'm not necessarily saying these are all like ways that people, have closed heart chakra, but you can tell given the circumstances, or in, a situation, you can tell when somebody's really, really closed off, even if they don't say it. So I feel like, I don't know, let's see. I feel like I'm talking way too fast. Clear messages. As I was saying that, my left neck just started getting very like tight. As I was saying that. Anything else for this collective? Anything else that they need to know at this time? You're exactly where you need to be. We're only gonna get 2 more just because I feel like I've been talking for hours right now. You're exactly where you need to be, but try not to be stuck in this repetitive kind of state. When it comes to this, okay, don't let this affect your future. Don't let this affect how you move forward. Okay, you can say anything that you want to say, all the things that you want to say to try and prove that you're past something, but unless you're actually doing the work and going within and not just saying all this and that and that, you cannot stay mad at the fact that you're still in the same spot because you're not getting the results that you want because you're not actually doing the work, okay? But yes, you are exactly where you need to be. If possible, stretch yourself a little bit more than your comfort zone. Try to swim outside of the bubble now. You can still stay near the bubble, but try to like go outside the bubble at least a little bit and walk around it for a while. It's 4:11 right now. Yeah, you might miss some possibilities here for you if you don't, really, take that leap of faith towards yourself, okay? Even if it means it feels a little bit risky, if it's in a positive direction and it's something that could be potentially good for you, why not? But I do feel like that's keeping you a little bit stuck in this kind of timeline, time zone, energy, whatever this is. Can we just get one more final message for this collective? Let's see. One more final message. Maybe some advice for them. Final message, please. Final message, please. I'll be there. I'm hearing that song. I know I can count on you like 1, 2, you'll be there. Okay, yeah, focus. Stay focused and get the job done. Use your intuition to plan your next steps. Be flexible in your approach. It's like focus more on what you do want and less of what you don't want. You don't have to, I'm really focused on that song. It's like boasting in a way. Like you're boasting that you got over something or that you handled something a certain way. So I'm not saying you're like smug about it. It just feels like the energy is more focused on, keeping the other side down, like wanting to keep the other side, wanting to make the other side feel a certain way. But that in a way is keeping you stagnant and like slowing down too. what's that? It's like, I'm not necessarily saying this is you collective, but this is the example they're giving me. You know, okay, so if you have an ex and you broke up with them and it's been like, you know, 5 years, and you never want to get back with them, and but you hear that they're still, you know, talking about you, and you're wondering, you know, they said they were over it, they said they weren't into me anymore, they said that, you know, there's peace, you know, there, that we can like move forward and move on. But yet every conversation that you have with close friends or family members or friends of the family that you know are talking about how your ex is still talking about you, and you're just like, okay, so this person is not over it. They're really not, because what's the thing? They say if you're really over it, then you wouldn't still be talking about it. Okay? And I'm not saying this as like, don't take this literally, this example, okay? But because I'm getting that there's a hint of like trauma here as well, so I want to say that, like, I'm not saying like you can't talk about your trauma. I'm not saying that you can't talk about what you've been through, went through, or whatever you're still trying to work getting out of. I'm saying that it's just like, yeah, that sounds bad. I'm trying to put this in a way where it makes sense without like saying it like you're exaggerating. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to say you're exaggerating at all about whatever this is for you, but if you're really doing the work, it's like you gotta prove it. You know, you gotta prove it not to other people. You gotta prove it to yourself, because you're the one that's working through it. You're the one that wants to like not have to deal with it anymore. So it always comes back to you and what you're truly, you know, focused on and focusing on in your life to get that done. And if you're actually, you know, because you could have been put to the test recently, or you could be put to the test soon. So it's like, and this is not a test to, you know, prove to others that you're over something. It's more so a test to yourself to see if you're actually over it or not. It's like, did you work through it? Did you work on it? Or is that all for show? You know? Yeah, okay, that's the energy that I was getting. Okay, so let me use this example before I end this message. It's like that one person that, um, it's like that one person that, you know, gets in a relationship, breaks up with somebody, a year later, they're going out with a new person, break up with them, another year later, they're with a new person, break up with them. It's like somebody running from relationship to relationship without actually healing, and then wondering what the problem is when they're not like in an actual stable connection. That's the energy that I'm getting from this reading. So yeah, it just feels like there's after effects of whatever this main connection was that I was talking about in the beginning, and it's kind of seeping into how you deal with other things in your life. So I feel like you're being asked when you move forward to just focus right now. Focus more on the good of what could happen, more so than what didn't happen. So no more wondering about any what ifs, because it's not in reality, okay? But yeah, that's what I'm getting from this message. Please let me know how this resonates with you guys, and I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. I will see you in the next message. Okay, before I actually end this message, I've been staring at this card the whole rest of the message, and I'm like, do I get another one? Do I not? And I'm like, maybe I'll grab it. And then I flip it over, and this is confirmation. Okay, this is confirmation. I wasn't gonna get any more, but this is confirmation. Please do the work. If you say you're doing the work, please actually do the work, okay? All right, now I'm gonna go.